What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois declares that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is on his horizon, but until then, he's going to release hell on Joe Joyce. The young Brit had a lot to say. He was very happy that, of course, Tyson Fury brought the championship, the rest of the championships belts back to England. Now, England has, or should I say the UK, they have all the heavyweight belts. And Daniel Dubois is working his way up the ladder, being an undefeated prospect, being a guy that's coming on to the contender stages in his career. He's young. He's only 22 years of age. And I like how he did say, I'm going to focus on Joe Joyce, because you can't overlook a big guy like that. You know, Joe Joyce is, he's slower, but Joe Joyce also has like the same size as someone like Tyson Fury. No, he can't move as fast, but he can make and use the body, his size, to his advantage. And Daniel Dubois knows that, and he's saying that, hey, at first I have to handle this business before getting sidetracked thinking about Joshua and Fury. It looks good. He says Frank Warren is the best promoter right now. He has the heavyweight champ on his side. He also has himself. And he also mentioned his brother, Prince Dubois, okay? And he hopes maybe one day both of them can rule like the Klitschko's did, because, the Klitschko sold it up for a very long time. Now, I think Daniel Dubois is a good prospect at this time. He's borderline contender status, and he's looking for an opportunity. He's looking for a shot. I don't think he'll get anything like that, maybe not this year, maybe the end of next year. But I do think there is a chain of command. There is a process that he must go through. Like he did. He passed the first test with Nathan Gorman, undefeated fighter, right? Now you have Joe Joyce, another undefeated fighter, bigger guy. I think Joe Joyce is a little bit more experienced, definitely. Look at his amateur background, and it's going to be a test, and it's all a test for a guy like Daniel Dubois, because the one thing about a fresh guy that's knocking everybody out, that's taking people out, or 1 round, 2 round fights, you can't overlook the idea of him being tested at some point and going through certain adversities. Okay, so that's what we look forward to. This is a test. He has to pass the test. We have to see what he can do. Sure, he wants those big fights like Tyson Fury, like Anthony Joshua, because those are the guys. But he's the new kid on the block. He has to remember that he has to fight Joe Joyce, because Joe Joyce could very well be in his position if he beats Dubois some type of way. This is heavyweight boxing. Boxing is boxing by itself. It takes one punch, but especially when you're dealing with the heavyweight division. One punch can change everything for everyone. One fight can disrupt 2 or 3 other fights with other opponents. It happens all the time. Okay? So Daniel Dubois, I hope he's actually practicing what he's preaching by not thinking about Tyson Fury, not thinking about Anthony Joshua, because he has to focus on Joe Joyce and get Joe Joyce out of there. Let's work on the task at hand. And the reason I say that, you're like, well, he did say he don't want to get sidetracked. Look, normally when a person mentions bigger and better things, that's what their focus is on. When the first thing they mention, like the first thing that comes to mind, right, for anyone is, hey, what do you plan to do? Oh, I want to fight Joshua Fury in the future. Okay, that's the first thing on your mind. Okay? Oh, but I gotta worry about Joe Joyce. Instead of, hey, I gotta take care of Joe Joyce first, then I can worry about Joshua and Fury. But that's like a psychological experiment you can play on yourself. The first thing that comes to mind is that's where your focus is at. So he'll even though he'll say, hey, I'm not sidetracked, but he could very well get sidetracked and overlook Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce, his focus is 100% on him. Instead of Dubois is all over the place. Ask Anthony Joshua about that, right? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Daniel Dubois' statements, comments. Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.